guys, you're tuned into City FM 89 and this is What's Happening in Your City, presented to you by Ticketwala. This is your ultimate guide to the latest happenings and events happening all across Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad, and I'm your host Aniqa and I'm. But before we get into it, please follow, like, share and subscribe City FM 89 on all social media platforms that are YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. Let's get into it. Karachi, I have some really fun events lined up for you, which are mostly centered around Valentine's Day. We all know that's coming up, and some of us are going to be busy celebrating Valentine's Day, and the rest of us are going to be busy celebrating Galentine's Day, if you're me especially. But no, on 13th February, from 4 to 6 p.m, we have the first event, which is Bridgerton Mask Painting. So, and this is at WHIYC in Phase 6 DHA. If you are a fan like me of Bridgerton, like I've binge watched that show all seasons. The fourth one I know has come out. I have yet to watch it. I've been, preparing myself. But yeah, if you're into like slow burn romance and like, very inspired by Victorian era, that sort of a time, then you've enjoyed watching the show. I think you would also love being there. And, just unmask your inner debutante. I think that's what you call the person who's like, going for their big ball and all of that. But if you do it with your girlies this time, you get to paint the mask and like customize it as per your own like choice, which I think is so fun because it's going to be really inspired by the opulence and the grandeur that we saw in the show itself. So you get to bedazzle the mask with like different kinds of gems and embellishments, and I think it'll just be so cute that you get to do that with your girlies. So yeah, go there, and you can also enjoy a rice bowl and a refreshing drink, which will be paired with the perfect artistic experience of the day. The second event that I have for you is Valentine's candle making and toad bedazzling. It's kind of self-explanatory, but it's happening on 13th Feb also from 5 to 8 p.m. at Mondo Coffee Bar in Phase 8. Any of you who's been there already like me, you would know that it's like, a really pretty coffee place, like a bigger one, as opposed to the bunch of small ones that have opened at Bukhari. Mondo is actually pretty nice. And here what you can do is like go there with your friends and you can make candles, which I love because I'm heavy into like scented candles. So I would like to check this out. I hope I'm free. And there's also tote bedazzling, so you can again customize the tote bags, paint it the way you want. I think like a good idea is to take some screenshots of like pretty tote bags that you would ideally like to have and then try to paint it. That's the kind of trick that I've like done before. And this Valentine's, I guess we're celebrating creativity with girlhood, and for that, this I think is the perfect event. It's also going to be like your day done right. Like, don't just sit at home just because you don't have a Valentine right now. I don't think that's a good enough reason. I think going out with your girlies, like, I don't need a reason for it, but the fact that I have this, I'm fully going to utilize it to go out and do something fun, and this might be your cue to do the same. So at the candle making workshop, you can mix, pour and design your custom candle. You get to choose your scents, which will set the mood, and also leave with a candle that will literally feel like self-care in a jar. All materials will also be provided to you. And then with the bedazzling station for your tote bag, you get to add a lot of sparkle and accessories for your little keepsakes, and you get to like personalize it using a lot of gems, charms and embellishments. So I think it's a very like fun thing. Like, you get to be very playful and creative, which isn't very like common here. So yeah, do go and check it out. So the third event that I have for you is Galentine's Garden. Yet again, I feel like Galentine's is going really hard, like this Valentine's. I think for the past couple of years, there has been like a surge in a lot of like, Galentine sort of events, like just all women heavy and a lot to do with girlhood. And I love that because I have my group of girlies that I want to do like all of these things with. It's happening on 14th Feb also from 4 p.m. at D60 in Karachi. So what you have here is bento cake decorating, which I love. Like, one of the greatest things that I love about earning my money now is just having like getting to buy my own cake sometimes. Like if I feel like it, I just love doing that. And a bento cake, especially because that's like the perfect size, right? Like otherwise they're too big. So you get to decorate your own. There's also going to be flower bars, ceramic painting, and live music. So it's like a bunch of like 4 or 5 in one sort of a thing. And this event is also going to be like very heavy on like you just being like with your girlies and like talking to them and doing things with them and activities with them. And you know, you'll also be around like like-minded girls, I'm assuming, like who are not from your squad, but like there's going to be a bunch of different groups, so you can all mingle and make even more friends. That's just so fun. Like it sounds so fun to me. I can envision it already. So the last event that I have for you is one that I'm attending. I was just telling our producer about this. It's called Dil Ke Parde Karachi Lover Boy Edition, and guess who's playing? It's of course Hassan Rahim. It's happening on 14th February from 7 to 11 p.m. at Faizi Ramin Auditorium in Sadr. So this is gonna be like, I think, all the songs that Hassan Rahim has produced and sung in his album Dil Ke Parde, which I've been obsessed with. I think a lot of these songs, like I've just been playing on loop there. I've yet to find one song that I dislike from it. It's actually very, very fun, and I got hooked to it because a lot of my friends were listening, but then it had that, you know, like ripple effect. Like I heard it and I really liked it, then because of me, like my co-workers heard it and then they really liked it. So it's gonna be like a really, really fun time. I am gonna enjoy singing my heart out because I love doing that at concerts, and especially because so it's Valentine's Day, and oh my god, this is a really funny story. So the reason I'm going is because my friend's boyfriend, they were planning to go and they were like, oh, do you want to come along? And I was like, this is so sad. Like on Valentine's Day I'm going to be a kebab mein haddi, but I think that's fine because at the end of the day it's all love. It's your friends, it's friend's boyfriend, they want me there, so I'm ready to be the Steve and go. Lahore, I have a whole lot of events lined up for you, which are going to be so interesting because the first one that I have is called Paddle Retreat. And this is happening on 13th February from 3 to 11 p.m. at Paddle Pop in Phase 5 DHA. Now, paddle is something I feel like it has really, it's just all over. Like it's the next coffee shops, I feel like. Paddles, the courts are everywhere, and we started playing in Ramzan last year, which reminds me that season is coming again this year because Ramzan's starting next week. So I think it's again gonna pop off because last time it did, and then we just kept playing, like, you know, me with my different groups of friends, like about 5 groups of friends. We've all been playing separately, and I'm just like, I think I'm a pro at it now. Like I've played so much, so you get to do that. But it's not just a tournament, it's also like gonna have live performances followed by DJs, which will turn the venue into a rave, blending house, techno, and crowd favorite anthems. So that should be fun. Like it's, you get to, you know, have your physical exercise and, you know, get to do an activity with your friends, and then you get to relax and chill and have fun. I think the vibes are going to be immaculate with this. You can also explore hand-picked food stalls. There's refreshing drinks, pop-up experiences, which are designed to keep you moving even when you're off the court. So this will be so much fun, guys. Very interactive and sounds like very chilled out. And even for content creators, by the way, like you can go check it out for sure because you'll have a lot to cover. So the second event that I have for you is the 10th Festival, where Zishan Ali's concert is happening. It's happening on 13th Feb at 7 p.m. at Al Hamra Arts Council in the Mall, Lahore. Now here it's going to be again very fun because it's art, literature, music, and all of these, you know, like different colorful aspects just coming together, and it will be fun. It's been happening for 9 years now, and this is the 10th year that this festival is happening. And for Zishan Ali to be performing there, it's gonna just be that, you know, cherry on top, because his music has been popping off these days. It's so soulful, very, you know, rooted, and very like simple also. Like I love this kind of music where I just feel like I listen to it and it's not that much fluff. It's just speaks to your soul and it's very sweet, you know. So if you are a music enthusiast, I would definitely suggest you go there. So the third event that I have for you is literally titled Fake Dholki. It's happening on 14th Feb from 7 to 10 p.m. at Solo's Cafe in THA Lahore. Now this will be Valentine's Day special, so it's gonna be like, I guess, perfect for couples, but also just friends, because it's literally a fake dholki. So what I would suggest is, if you have a squad and like 2 people are dating or together or whatever, you take them there and you just celebrate them, because it's a fake dholki, you know, you get to do like whatever. And it's also going to be like a celebration of a fake wedding. So I guess, like, you know, you can just dance your heart out without having the, you know, pressure of feeling like, oh, this is an actual marriage or an actual wedding. Like, you can just, like, it's just supposed to be fun, and this isn't supposed to, you know, like, you don't have to care about the space or like how you're looking or whatever, because at the end of the day it's all just fake. All you have to do is just enjoy and dance to the beats, and there's going to be dhol, which I love, and the Punjabi in me goes insane whenever I hear a dhol. So, and a lot of desi rasams too, so I guess it's like, it would feel almost real, because you're doing everything basically, but it comes without the pressure of like an actual wedding, which can be very, very stressful. So yeah, go and check this out. So the fourth event that I have for you is really funny. I had such a funny time, like just typing it also and like looking it up and looking at this description, because it's titled Shout Out to My Ex, and it's happening on 14th Feb from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Solo's Cafe again. Now this is so funny, because how they're going to, like, the peg of this whole event is that you are going to celebrate not being with your toxic ex, which is so funny, because I know a lot of people who could use it, like going to that event, like it could help them, because you get to laugh, vent, blow up and move on together. It's going to be a very fun and safe space to heal and kind of just connect with people who might have also been heartbroken recently. And yeah, it can be cathartic for you. I would suggest that. So you can wear your revenge outfits to prove that it's their loss. Like, you know, just glam up, dress up, go all out and visit this place. And there's also going to be really fun games like My Ex Did This and I Still Stayed, which, if any of you have seen the videos that have been circulating on TikTok and stuff about this trend, it's so funny. And you also get to write a handwritten letter to your ex, which you can either burn or send to them anonymously. So that's very spicy. And yeah, there's going to be like photo booths too, and there's going to be like a red flag wall where you're going to write all the red flags that your ex had. I think it's just such a funny and inventive concept, and at the same time might just be exactly what you need to heal, you know. So yeah, do go. So the last event that I have for you is Zain Zohaib Live Chapter 3, happening on 13th Feb from 8 to 10 p.m. at Al Hamra Cultural Complex, Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. So this is going to be Zain Zohaib. I think I've been very keenly listening to their lyrics and their music since the wedding season happened, because Ranjhiave is one song that has been playing on loop. My coworker keeps listening to it also, and she just likes Zain Zohaib a lot in general. So this event is going to focus a lot on like raw, honest music, and if you're into that at all, I feel like this will be your jam and you should go check it out. And Islamabad, I will now be telling you all the events that you should be attending. So the first event that I have for you is Range Bahar, happening on 13th Feb from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. at ND Cafe, Islamabad. This is going to be a celebration of spring, and once again, I think continuing the vibes and energy of Basant that happened last week. So it's going to be like a blend of culture, music, and modern city vibes in an unforgettable evening. What you get to experience here is live music, open mic performances, curated stalls, colorful cultural decor, and just a very high energy atmosphere which will celebrate community and just the spirit of Basant. So from food and festivity to rhythm and rang, this is going to be a really fun event to check out with either your friends or your family. The second event for Islamabad is The Shared Table. This is happening on 15th Feb from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So it's going to be a day thing at Old Murray Road near Valley Park in Islamabad. Now this is just a very sweet and again communal sort of an experience, because you're going to be there with your friends and family and having like really this really nice curated menu sort of a thing. So you get to have pumpkin soup, sarson ka saag and makai ki roti. There's going to be an assortment of salads and drinks, local desserts, tea and cake, and there's also going to be a children menu available. So I feel like if you're really like a foodie, I would say, because it's literally called a share table, and it's also like, you know, made in a very pretty way. And aside from this, there's also going to be like fun activities like nature trails, a live puppet show, a tree house to play in, and a freshwater stream to dip your feet in, and a trampoline. Oh my god, they had me a trampoline. So this sounds like a very like holistic sort of an experience. Like you get to have food and there's like a bunch of things you can do. It sounds perfect for friends or family, so do go check it out. The third event that I have for you in Islamabad is actually just for singleites. Like if you're single, you can listen to this. I mean, if you're in a relationship, I would suggest you don't, but you can also listen to this. It's called Singles Mixer Event. It's happening on 15th Feb from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. And here it's an opportunity for like-minded individuals to get to meet each other who are single and they're looking to mingle. I guess it's no awkward setup or anything, but it's just gonna be like a chance for you to, you know, give yourself that shot. So if you have been, I don't know, single for a very long time, heartbroken, just in general looking to settle down, or not even in a very serious way, but just want to, you know, casually like be with someone, I guess this is the perfect place for you. So the meetup is designed for like, you know, real compatibility and real conversations, and you get to have that with the backdrop of like just music and nice food and snacks. So it's going to be just casual and chill, and the organizers have, you know, kept the activities in a way where you get to interact with like different people without it being awkward. So I feel like it's going to be nice, and do give yourself that shot, guys. So the last event that I have for you is the math screening, and I have just realized I'm not going to be able to do anything else because there's literally Pakistan versus India happening on 15th Feb, and this is at 6:30 p.m. onwards at Assorted Co-working in Islamabad. This is just going to be like, you know how match is, India versus Pakistan, and this one especially after it happening and then not happening and Pakistan pulling out and Pakistan again playing, like there's just too many eyes on it this time. There's usually always billions of eyes anyway. It's the most revenue generating sort of you know, a fixture, but this time I feel like even people who I know are not big into cricket, but you know, they're big into like current affairs and world affairs, they're all like, oh my god, this is happening finally, and we can't wait for Pakistan to win this because there's too much at stake. So I think it would definitely help you calm your nerves if you're watching it with your friends. Like, you know, they'll help you with that anxiety building, because I get very anxious. I get too anxious, especially if it's a close match. Oh my god, I become a patient. So I guess that's something all Pakistanis can relate with. But yeah, just enjoy and go there and try to have a good time. I will also. And that wraps up our fourth episode of What's Happening in Your City, presented to you by Ticketwala. I'm your host Aniqa and I'm going to sign off, but catch me next week with a fresh round of events happening in your city. But before I sign off, please like, follow, share and subscribe CDFM 89 on all social media platforms that are YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. See you next week.